Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to White River Sunday service. We've started coming back, and I can see a lovely crowd here today. Thank you for taking the effort to be here. Okay, so today's sutra will be Jusei-ge. You can find it on page 23 in your service books. We're going to have to play a little pass the potato with the microphone today. So. A little bit of that.
Gagon Chosegan Hishimuchoto Shigan Fumanzok Se Fujo Shogak Gao Muyoko Fu Dai Se Shu Fu Sai Shobin Gu Se Fujo Shogak Gashi Jobundo Myosho Chojipo Kukyo Mishomon Se Fujo Shogak Ryokujin Shonen Jo E Shubongyo Shigu Muchodo Isho Teninshi Jin Riki and Daiko Fusho Musaido Shoujo San Kumyo Kosai Shuyakunan Kai Hichi Egen Meshi Kon Moan Eisokusho Akudo Tsudaten Zen Shumon Koso Jomanzok Iyoro Jipo Nichigaten Jujuki Tenko Onpugen Ishu Kai Hozo Kose Kudoku Ho Jo Odai Shuchu Seppo Shishiku Kuyo Isai Boots Gusokushu Tokuhon Ganne Shinjoman Tokui Sankai O Nyobut mukechi Tsudatmi fusho Gangaku erik Toshi saisho son Shiganyaku ka Koku shotenin To ujin yo ke namandabu 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 Namandabu, Namandabu, Namandabu. Gani shikudoku. Yodo sei sai do ai shin ojo an bako. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda, Namanda, Namanda.
Not meant for left-handers. Oh, no, I'll get it on here. Just give me a moment. Oh, it helps to do that too. All right, well, we're getting back used to being here in person. I appreciate everybody's patience and kindness. Now we'll have, where are we? Sutra. So please rise for the reading of the three treasures on page 3 in your service book. The three treasures. Fortunate is it to be born into human life. Now we are living it. Rare is it to encounter the teachings of the Buddha. Now we hear it. If we do not seek the truth of the Dharma in this life, in what life shall we find it? Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in the Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves the principle of the way to enlightenment and awaken within us our highest aspiration. I take refuge in the Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depth of the Dharma and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become units in true accord in a life of harmony, in a spirit freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through ages, a myriad of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful teaching. Now we are able to hear it and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda, Namanda, Namanda. Okay, so you may be seated, thank you. And now we'll have a Dharma message from Reverend Sarah, her minister's assistant.
Please join me in Gasho for a reading from the Larger Sutra. No thought of greed, anger, or harmfulness arose in his mind. He cherished no impulse of greed, anger, or harmfulness. He did not cling to objects of perception, color, sound, smell, taste. Abounding in perseverance, he gave no thought to the suffering to be endured. He was content with few desires and without greed, anger, and folly. Always tranquil in a state of samadhi, he possessed wisdom that knew no impediment. He was free of all thought of falsity or deception. Gentle in countenance and loving in speech, he perceived people's thoughts and was attentive to them. He was full of courage and vigor, and being resolute in his acts, knew no fatigue. Seeking solely that which was pure and undefiled, he brought benefit to all beings. He revered the three treasures and served his teachers and elders. He fulfilled all the various kinds of practices, embellishing himself with great adornments, and brought all sentient beings to the attainment of virtues. Namu Amida Butsu, Namu Amida Butsu, Namu Amida Butsu, Namu Amida. Good morning and welcome. When I was getting my start in my career, I lived in Bremerton. I don't know how many of you are familiar with that city. I was working in downtown Seattle at the time, so I usually took the ferry over in the morning and then the ferry back in the evening. My busy morning was usually getting off the ferry and hiking up the many, many hills in Seattle to the 4th and Union building where I worked at. Every morning, as I made my way to work, there was a homeless man off the walkway who would be wrapped in a blanket and curled up with his dog. The dog, from what I remember, was some kind of a yellow lab mix. So not a small dog, not a big dog, kind of an in-between dog. The man had a cup out for change, as you might expect, and people would occasionally give him change, or they would bring dog food or dog treats for his companion. If you gave him money, he would thank you. If you gave him food or treats for his dog, you would get a big grin, and he would express his gratitude. He seemed happiest when he had the means to take care of his dog. That always struck me, how a man who had so little could care so much about the well-being of another being. He showed true compassion, a topic that I would like to talk about today. In Pure Land Buddhism, we have the concept of the three minds. The three minds can be thought of as three attitudes. They are sincere mind, profound mind, and the aspiring mind. The passage I read to you from the Larger Sutra speaks of sincere mind. But what is sincere mind? Sincere in Latin was sincerus, which was used to describe things that were whole, clean, uninjured, or unmixed. The sincere mind in this case refers to a compassionate mind, one that is without dishonest or doubt. You could say a sincere mind is a pure mind. How do you reach for this concept of sincere mind? How do we make it a reality? We need to stop focusing on ourselves. We need to stop focusing on the things in our life that we believe will cause others to perceive us in a negative light. We need to accept that we as human beings can be foolish and subject to flights of fancy. We should instead focus on humility. We should recognize our faults and accept them. We should focus on caring for others rather than judge them for their faults. Rather than focusing on attaining enlightenment for ourselves, we should help others in their journey towards enlightenment. We should entrust ourselves to Amida Buddha. Between 1850 to support it. Buddha will support us. He has shown us great compassion in the creation of the 48 vows. He promised that all one must do to enter the Pure Land is to call his name. We need not isolate ourselves and devote our lives to chanting and meditating, because Amida Buddha has promised us a place in the Pure Land. All we must do is recite the Nembutsu. This is the greatest example of a compassionate mind, a sincere mind that history has given us. In closing, please join me in Gasho for a reading from the Larger Sutra. No thought of greed, anger, or harmfulness arose in his mind. He cherished no impulse of greed, anger, or harmfulness. He did not cling to objects of perception, color, sound, smell, taste. Abounding in perseverance, he gave no thought to the suffering to be endured. He was content with few desires and without greed, anger, and folly. Always tranquil in a state of samadhi, he possessed wisdom that knew no impediment. He was free of all thought of falsity or deception. Gentle in countenance and loving in speech, he perceived people's thoughts and was attentive to them. He was full of courage and vigor, and being resolute in his acts, knew no fatigue. Seeking solely that which was pure and undefiled, he brought benefit to all beings. He revered the three treasures and served his teachers and elders. He fulfilled all the various kinds of practices, embellishing himself with great adornments, and brought all sentient beings to the attainment of virtues. Namu Amida Butsu, Namu Amida Butsu, Namu Amida Butsu, Namanda, Namanda.
Thank you, Mr. Assistant Sarah. That was the enlightening Dharma talk. So next we have Daily Creed of Jado Shinshu. It's on page 8. Please read along with me. If you would please, those of you who are able, please rise for this reading. I'm still learning how to do all this. So we will get there. Oh, wrong book. This book won't even work. Oh, no, I have one. Thank you. Need to get out of bed a little earlier on Sunday. Used to be so easy just to pop on the YouTube. Anyway, Daily Creed of Jodo Shinshu on the top of page 8. Realizing enlightenment is assured, and reciting the Nembutsu, I shall live my life cheerfully and positively. Understanding the oneness of life and cultivating self-reflection, I shall diligently attend to my life's tasks in gratitude. Recognizing the Dharma path, I shall help spread the teachings of the Buddha. Appreciating Buddha Dharma, I shall respect and help others, working for the good of society. Namamida, namanda, namanda, namanda. Goodness gracious, I just get so confused these days. I guess we should have a song somewhere. That's why I got mixed up. So we are singing Odus. Get the piano started. Thank you. You may be seated. Okay. Some announcements for today. For those of you who have not come up to Oshoku or make a blessing at the table, you can do so after service. We do need to clear the Hondo because Reverend Warren will be giving us virtual service to Yakima at 11 o'clock. So we do have a little bit of time. So, and if you would like to do your socializing either out in the lobby or outside, it's a beautiful day today. We got sunshine. You're not going to freeze. So if we would do that, that would be wonderful. The Women's Buddhist Association is having our meeting today. It'll be in the classroom across the way. Starts at 11:30, so you have some time to socialize after service. Are there any other announcements? Mary, would you like me to announce the plant sale for you?
Sure. Okay, so. Sure need boxes. If you have small boxes you could bring on Saturday, that's great. We're doing plant deliveries on Wednesday and Thursday from 11 to 1. And if you have any plants, you can bring them. And also, I'm not asking for it, but if you don't have plants and you'd like to give a monetary donation, you could do that too. So I know some people have asked about that. So thank you very much.
On Thursday? Oh. Okay.
I think that brings our service to an end. Thank you for attending today. Those who wish to make a you can do so. Thank you very much for being here. Be safe and we'll see you soon. Oops.